told me that the district attorney in California is not going to reinstate the murder charges against Mitch Lawrence.
Why not?
Well, the evidence was tainted, procedural mistakes, that kind of stuff.
Mitch shot Jared in front of witnesses. He left 2 officers drugged and unconscious. How did that evidence get tainted?
It doesn't make any sense to me either.
You know what? This is classic Mitch Lawrence, isn't it? He made sure that the evidence was contaminated. He probably owns somebody out there.
That's what Bo thinks. So Bo and John McBain, they're trying to present exactly that case.
Well, I mean, in the meantime, they can focus on what happened here, right? On Wayne Landers and Pamela Stewart, because that's within their jurisdiction.
The problem with that is all the evidence that doesn't point at Mitch. Points at Jared.
The police are not going to be able to make a case against Mitch here in Llanview either?
That's what they're telling me.
Natalie must be devastated. You know, I can't believe this. He's going to be walking around free, walking around on the streets.
You should see Natalie's face when I told her that.
I can't even imagine having to deliver that kind of news.
It was not fun. But I am warmed up if you want me to break the news to Charlie.
Oh, my God, Charlie.
It's going to hit him hard, too. Yeah?
Oh, yes.
How's Charlie been holding up?
He's withdrawn. A little. I mean, that's understandable, isn't it? When you lose a child, there are simply no words.
Charlie, we're up to you. You want to share?
Yeah, so I'm Charlie, and I am an alcoholic.
Hi, Charlie.
I'm, 18 months in.
Good for you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Until last night. See, after my son's funeral, after I went to see the sorry son of a bitch who killed him.
You still got a pulse. Anyway, I think I have things pretty much under control at this end. So at this point in time, it's Matthew who needs Bo and Nora more than I do.
And how's Matthew doing?
He's doing great. Not only does he have sensation back in his legs, but he's got movement, too.
Wow.
Yeah, the doctors are saying that he can ring in the new year by taking a walk.
That's magnificent. That's really good news.
It is.
So, turns out you were absolutely right to bring Dr. Evans to town. Matthew will walk again because of you.
Well, I gotta find just the right time to use that piece of information.
Oh, and I just bet you will.
Well, look what you've gone and done.
What'd I do?
You've managed to completely change the subject.
Did I?
Because you're worried about Charlie. I think you're worried that he's gonna start drinking again.
It's my fault that my son is dead. I mean, I didn't need this Mitch Lawrence guy to tell me that. My boy walked around for years knowing what I did, and he never said a word.
Do you want to tell us what you did, Charlie?
I'd love to, but you know something, I hardly remember a damn thing about it because, of course, I was plastered, as usual. But it was years ago. My wife, she had married again. And I hated this guy's guts because he was raising my kid better than I could. Or, you know something, maybe it was just because I had one of those mean drunks on, you know, but it was an accident. We just got into a fight or so, my son told me right before he died. I killed my son's stepfather. I killed the guy. I just took a swing. I gave him just one pop and why not? I didn't know what I was doing. But then I just walked away, passed out somewhere, I don't know. Woke up the next day, And I had no idea that See, but Jared, that's my boy. He sees the whole thing. And so he's carrying us around with him in his memory. His whole life. He knew what happened. But he kept his mouth shut because he was protecting me. I never even knew. And in this SOB, Mitch Lawrence, he finds out about it and gets a hold of Jared, and he uses this information against him. And so my son died trying to protect me, trying to keep my secret that I didn't even remember. So when Mitch told me that, he was right. He might have pulled the trigger. But I was the one who killed Jared. I killed my own son.
Yes. Of course I worry about Charlie's sobriety. That's an ongoing concern.
Are you worried that he could start drinking because of this latest news?
The last drink he had was 18 months ago, and that's only because Dorian poured it down his throat.
Yeah, that's really good.
Right, and he is committed to his recovery.
Well, times like this would test anybody.
Yes, and he knows that. And that's why he's at a meeting right now.
Charlie, you want to tell us about picking up the drink?
Sure. I heard the truth.
What truth is that?
Mitch. I mean, he wasn't right about my son. He was talking all this bull about how Jared was weak and how he was just what I made him, and he was wrong about that because Jared was a good man in spite of me. But boy, he had my number. I went to see him at the jail, see, and because people were always saying that he was some kind of a devil or something, but he was just a man. He was just a puny, miserable excuse for a person. And I wasn't going to let him get to me. I was going to stare him down. And then he did the last thing that I ever expected him to do. He told me the truth.
Viki, you know, with you on his side, Charlie is going to make it through this.
I hope so. You know, I've been through what he's going through.
I remember.
And I think I know what he needs.
Yeah. And you love him.
And I love him, yes. Although I can't even imagine how he's going to feel when he hears this news about Mitch. I don't know, maybe we should go away for a little while or something.
This is why you stepped down as mayor, isn't it?
Yeah. I need to be available to do what's best for Charlie and Natalie and Jesse.
So you're going to take care of everybody?
You would do the same.
Sure. The question is, who's going to take care of you?
And then even after I got sober, sometimes I still thought that nobody understood. And then one day, at the Bonjour Cafe in Paris, Texas, an angel walked in, and she got it. Viki, she got me. How I rated that, I will never know. But she could see the new Charlie without any of the baggage, and she believed who I said I was. And I swear to God, I was going to live up to that. Because now, I finally had hope. I had a reason. Because I could become. But I can't. We can't. This is what I am. This is the truth. I can't run away from that.